This aircraft hasn't flown in 30 years. 3 long decades of silence. Time trapped inside cold metal. Forgotten in a dusty hangar, its wings sagging under rust and age. Most people walked past it and saw nothing but scrap. A relic, a lost cause. But I saw something different. I saw potential, waiting patiently for a second chance. Before touching a single bolt, the inspection had to begin. Hairline cracks traced along the fuselage, quiet evidence of stress and forgotten years. Inside the wings, corrosion had spread, slowly weakening the hidden structure. And the engine? Completely seized. Frozen in place, locked by decades of neglect. It looked like the end of a story. But sometimes, an ending is just the beginning of restoration.
The fuel lines were dry and brittle, lifeless, with nothing flowing through them. Every system demanded inspection. Every wire, every joint, every seal. Nothing could be trusted. We carefully drained the old fuel, removing what decades of time had contaminated. Damaged panels were stripped away next, exposing the aircraft's hidden wounds. Years of dust and hardened grime were washed away, layer by stubborn layer. Then rust removal began, slow, deliberate, relentless. The metal seemed to fight back, as if struggling to breathe again. And beneath that heavy corrosion, something remarkable remained. Clean aluminum, still strong, still alive. The worst sections were cut away entirely. No shortcuts, no compromises. Because true restoration begins by removing weakness, so strength can return. New aircraft-grade aluminum was carefully shaped, measured down to the millimeter. Every rivet locked firmly into place, restoring strength, one precise point at a time. Structural alignment was critical, because in aviation, precision means safety. Gradually, the frame stood strong again, balanced, aligned, ready for the next challenge. Then came the engine teardown, a complete disassembly from core to casing. Every turbine blade was cleaned, every surface polished and inspected under strict tolerances. Worn bearings were replaced, giving rotation a second chance to move freely. Fuel injectors were rebuilt with care, restoring controlled, measured power. Piece by piece, the heart of the aircraft was reborn, not just repaired, but renewed.
Reassembly demanded patience. Each bolt tightened to exact torque, no more, no less. New wiring harnesses were installed, carefully routed through the frame, restoring electrical life to a silent machine. Avionics flickered back on, screens glowing softly after years of darkness. Hydraulic systems were rebuilt and restored, pressure flowing once more through lines that had long been dry. Landing gear mechanisms were repaired and aligned, ready again to carry weight with confidence. Brakes were tested repeatedly, because in aviation, safety is never optional. Old paint was stripped away, removing the visible scars of time. A protective primer sealed the metal beneath, shielding it against the future. Piece by piece, system by system, strength and life returned, preparing the aircraft for its final proving moment. Fresh paint transformed everything. A new identity slowly emerged from bare metal. Markings were carefully restored, honoring the aircraft's original design, its history, its legacy. For the first time in decades, it didn't look abandoned. It looked alive. The wings were reattached, precision guiding every movement, alignment checked again and again. The engine was mounted back into place, solid, balanced, perfectly aligned. Final bolts were tightened with exact torque, locking months of effort together into one unified structure. Systems were connected one by one, wires, lines, controls, like nerves returning to a body long asleep. Power was ready to flow again. Now, after years of silence, after months of restoration, only one thing remained: testing. Battery on. A quiet hum filled the cockpit, systems waking from decades of silence. Fuel flow active. Needles slowly began to rise, steady, controlled. Ignition sequence engaged. A breath was held in anticipation. 30 years of silence, waiting for this moment. Then suddenly, life. The engine roared awake, vibration returning to metal long still. Power surged through the frame, sound replacing silence. Slowly, the aircraft began to taxi forward, rolling under its own power once again. Brakes responded perfectly, smooth, precise, controlled. Control surfaces moved with confidence, every command obeyed without hesitation. After decades of waiting, the machine was no longer a memory. It was alive. All systems stable, all indicators green. The transformation was complete, from wreckage to restoration. It began as scrap, abandoned, forgotten, left behind by time. Now it stands proud again, strong, aligned, ready to face the sky. This was never just repair work, it was revival. A machine pulled back from the edge, not by luck, but by engineering and belief. It demanded skill, it demanded patience, it demanded discipline, day after relentless day. Every setback answered with precision, every challenge met with resolute. And now, where silence once lived, there is readiness, not just rebuilt, reborn. Every setback carried a lesson. Every challenge built resilience. Because restoration is more than tools and metal. It's trust in possibility. Now, standing on the runway at sunset, bathed in golden light, it no longer looks broken. The scars tell a story. The silence has been replaced with strength.